Hello everyone, my name is Dennis. I'm going to be doing some learn how to play harmonium videos and some various different songs, popular songs. All this will be North Indian music, and um, most of it will probably end up being bhajans and other simple common melodies. The reason why I'm making these videos is because when I first started playing harmonium, I really wished I could find something on YouTube or something to help me learn. There's very few videos, but they did help, however. But my goal through the medium of these videos is to help other people aspiring to play harmonium to have something to go off of and have something to follow. So here we pay obeisance to Saraswati Ma, and right there we see Tariq Ustad Tariq, very popular tabla player. And then we see Hariom Sharanji. He is also a very famous composer, harmonium player, singer as well. And then on the bottom of him, we see Anab Jlotaji, very renowned on harmonium and vocals. There's not much that can be said about him besides that. He's very good, very inspirational. And Zakir Husseinji, very renowned tabla player. One of the world's best. So, going back to harmonium, we have two various kinds of harmonium. The portable kind and the standard kind. And there's a cross in between these two, and I'll explain that later. I'll show you guys what the portable one looks like. It comes in a briefcase setting, which we can easily pull up. Just like that. Some harmoniums are a little bit various as to how you pull them up and put them down. This particular one, which belonged to Pandit Ajoy, a very famous classical singer from North India. This harmonium, we simply just pull up these latches here and send them down on both sides. So that's how we send this one down. Each harmonium, well, most harmoniums, however, of these particular model look a little bit different as to how you would collapse them. This particular model is a scale changer harmonium. I can shift the keys according to where I want to play. We have the drones and volume controls, the bellows, and the reeds. Well, these are also part of the keys, and inside here, correctly, I don't know if you guys could see that, are the reeds. These particular reeds are German reeds. German reeds are very popular, but even if you don't have German reeds, it's not like your harmonium is not any good. Most reeds are also very commonly used. This particular harmonium as well also has a scale changer, or a coupler. Right over there, that little guy. This little fella right here. What the coupler does is allows me to play two notes at once. So if I'm holding a chord, you can see that on this particular model, the key on the lower octave is going down. Usually on a lot of other harmoniums, maybe more like the standard model, when you press the key down, it goes up on the higher octave. But this one just shifts it to the lower. It all really depends on what suits your voice better. And it'd probably help if I zoomed out of the coupler. But yeah, as I was just explaining with the coupler, is when you press one key down, it just simply plays the one on the lower or the higher octave, depending on what the harmonium's equipped with. So you can see the various movements of more than just the keys that I was pressing, and you can see the difference in the tone when I flip the coupler and turn it off. So there's a quite bit of change in the tone as well when you do activate the coupler. For the purpose of demonstrating a few notes and so forth with these instructional videos, I'll be using this harmonium because this was the first harmonium that I've first started learning on, and it already has the tape on the keys, and I didn't really want to tape up any of my other harmoniums. So here we have the basic cover that we can take off. We have another guard here. This is to kind of help protect the reeds and control the volume as well. These types of harmoniums tend to get really loud. We also have the Bellows. This one, I took the spring out, so there's no spring. It'll also be flicking out till about there. We have the volume controls, which are the bigger ones that we can pull out. And of course by pumping, we get this sound. The drones are located right here. And the drones are simply just, well, they're drones. They hold a note as it's being fanned without it having any notes pressed down. This particular drone is C sharp. There's a whole nother system of reeds for the drones with the same tuning as the ones equipped for the keys, but a lot of classical singers could use this just to keep sa and pa. Or in this case, sa. So now that we've seen some of the different types of harmoniums and different features of the harmoniums, let's go over some warm-ups, or exercises, if you will. So hopefully I won't block the camera when trying to do this. Always a very important aspect of playing any instrument, especially if you're doing Indian music, is to always bow and prostrate to your instruments, showing respect for your instruments, and to show humbleness and humility towards music in general. So you don't want to have a huge ego when you're being a musician and playing, because that's going to get you nowhere. So let me see if I can drop the tripod a little bit. Yeah, that should probably be a little bit better. One simple exercise that we could do when first learning is to simply just play a regular scale. The notes that follow with the corresponding letters are sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, and sa. Sa can start anywhere essentially. It doesn't necessarily have to start here. I'm starting on C sharp or first black or Kali Ik. Sa can start anywhere, such as C. You could even start on a little bit higher, such as F. Oops, sorry. So, like I said, sa can essentially start here, but for the basis of learning, and most people can normally, without having any singing training, such as myself, can normally sing comfortably from first block or C sharp. I'll be referring to it, most of the notations when I'm talking about the actual scale and Western terminology, because I'm more familiar with that versus it's really simple with the black keys. It's first black, second black, third black, fourth black, and fifth black. But like I said, I'll be referring to it a little bit more in the Western terminology. The keys that are not labeled are the flat notes of the ones that are labeled. Sa and Pa, those never change. Those are always set in stone. So Sa can't go flat or it can't go higher. Pa can also never go flat or it can never go higher. Same with Ma, actually. Ma can never go flat. It can only go higher by a half step. That's known as Ma Dreva. Please excuse me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. And the flat notes, such as Re, Ga, Da, and Ni, those are called Conal notes. Those are usually noted by the letter of the note with a line underneath of it, showing that it's lower. The notation with the Sa, with the dot on the higher end, shows that it's a high octave Sa. This one is middle Sa, if you will. So that one's understood for that. If it were to be on a lower octave, then it has the dot on the bottom. So one thing that I always like to do before I actually start practicing is I like to do a couple of mantras to Ganesh and Saraswati and Shivji. So a basic pattern that I usually follow is it's very simple. It doesn't really go too high and it's not too complicated. Vaikratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprava Nirviganam Guru Me Deva Sarvakaryashu Sarvara Saraswati Namastubhyam Varare Kamarubini Vidyarambha Kirishyami Siddhabhujo Me Sara Gurve Sarvalokanam Vishje Bhaviroginam Vidyaye Sarvavidyanam Sri Dakshinamurti Namaha. And so you saw that I was holding down more than one note, essentially. I was holding down, let me see if make sure you guys can see that. I was essentially holding down 3 notes, which are called chords. There are different chords, such as a major third, or I believe this is a major fifth. Excuse me on my if I'm correct or not. But then you can also have minor chords. You can tell that the minor chords are a little bit more eerie sounding versus the major chords are a little more friendlier sounding, more warm. So the chords will come as we start advancing, but for now, a good idea would be to start doing the basic sargam. So starting from C sharp, if you guys want to put little labels on your harmonium or keyboard to label where the notes are to start off with, that's usually a good idea. If you guys want to follow with me, I'll be starting on C sharp. So I'll be going simply up the scale. And you want to be careful on what fingers you put where, because if you have to play faster or something more complex, you want to have the movability to move your fingers. So due to the angle that I'm sitting at trying to record all this, it's a little bit harder for me to sit in more of a proper notation. But you should always sit crisscross style with the harmonium either the side of you or in front of you. So I'm trying to show you guys more of the harmonium than myself. So let's work on some quick exercises. Alright, there we go. So we'll do, and you should practice this several times, not just like one time and get it over with. But you should be committed to it, and you should practice several times with this. So once again, the notes are sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa. So that's one simple exercise that we do, just simply going up the scale and coming down. So ascending and then descending. Another exercise that we can do is plucking each note twice. Thing that I should mention is you don't want to pump the bellows too much. You may be, oh, you guys can't see, but you might notice that I'm pumping the bellows a little too much, but that's because, like I said, I took the spring out of this one, so I have to be able to pump it. I have to pump it a little more to get some sound out of it. Plus, this is a really old harmonium, and it's not in the best shape, but it still gets the job done. And one thing that I recommend is singing the notes as you go along, but I don't want to disturb you guys' ears, so I'll keep the singing to myself. So let's go over the second exercise again. Another exercise we could do is a little more complex starting off with, but it gets easier as time goes by. This will develop a feel for where the notes are and how your fingers should flow on the harmonium. This one's sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni, sa. So it's really easy. So you're just going up 3 and then starting on the next one. I do advise everyone to sing along as they're practicing with their notes, so that way you can get the tones memorized in your head, and you can get a better feel and develop more of a perfect pitch type of idea. So when you do start playing for other people in public and want to figure out other bhajans and stuff and filming songs, whatever the case may be, you could start. You'll have a better feel and understanding for where the notes are laid out on the keys. So that's my first video. Hopefully it wasn't too confusing. Please comment and rate. I'm definitely open for suggestions. I'm not really the best teacher, but I figured on winter break for college I might as well do something useful with my time. But thanks for watching, and I hope you guys stay tuned. I'll definitely be posting up some songs next, some easy songs that we could start working on, and then we'll go from there. So like I said, comment, rate, and let me know what you guys think. Thanks.